Welcome back to the Armchair podcast. This is the second segment of this episode, and we'll be talking Warriors Cavs. At this time of recording, it's 11:01 a.m. Eastern. Alex, it's probably what 10:01 for you right now.
Yeah, just an hour behind.
Yeah. So there was a game last night that happened, and it was pretty crazy. I didn't watch the first half of it, but I did get to catch the second half. During the first half, we were recording the first segment of this episode, and survived a tornado and did a bunch of other stuff. But the second half of the game was pretty wild, especially the fourth quarter. LeBron finished with like 51 points or something like that, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, and ultimately the Warriors won in overtime. But most people are focusing on the last 4.5 seconds of the game. George Hill's at the free throw line, and Alex, what happens?
So I think one thing that people didn't really notice was that KD was supposed to box out.
Yes, he did
But
not.
he
I
didn't.
tweeted that out, by the way.
I don't think
Twitter.
anyone played on that. He just sort of backed off. He didn't grab the rebound and he didn't box out J.R. Smith. But J.R. Smith gets the offensive rebound. And he says, "Oh, I knew the game was tied. I just wanted to pull it out and get a shot." That's BS. He definitely thought that they had the lead. So he grabs the rebound, and dribbles around like he's Bob Cousy, uh, and he just had a brain fart
Yeah.
on the biggest stage, huge
Yeah.
moment. I mean, to be honest, he might not have gotten a shot in. It wasn't like it was guaranteed a made
Sure.
shot, but
Yeah.
at the same time, he could have just pounded the ball, went up strong, and draw another foul. So he messed up.
Yeah,
Jared was
definitely.
on that Henny.
Yes, he was most definitely. And I think George Hill's a little bit to blame too for breaking that free throw so bad. But he's a season 80 on the season, he's an 80% free throw shooter. And last
Yeah,
night just dismissed the back end. I was watching it with my uncle and I looked at him and I was like, please miss the second one. Please miss the second one.
yeah, I was hoping for that.
I was hoping for some overtime. We got it, but it was not as entertaining because LeBron was clearly still pissed throughout the entire overtime.
Yeah,
Like he was still like fuming about it
feeling. Yeah,
the entire overtime. And the Warriors caught fire in overtime. Steph hit like three threes, and Clay hit a couple too, and they ended up winning by 10 points or so. And overtime just really wasn't competitive, and it all kind of just stemmed from uh, the last
JR.
4 seconds of the game.
Yeah,
And uh, I thought it was funny that Jr. hit a three in overtime, like towards the end.
right at that.
Yeah, to like
I was
triple
like, okay,
play.
well, at least he did that.
I was like, okay, now you shoot. So it was just kind of funny.
Yeah, he switched it. It was funny, but I liked how we got to see LeBron and Steph sort of talking trash to each other.
Yeah, and they went back and forth there at the end of
It
regulation.
was nice.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I think LeBron said, "Please get out of my face."
Yeah,
In a more demonstrative way, but man, I feel bad for him. It's funny that this is the first time ever that someone made a drastic mistake, and I feel bad for another person instead of the person that actually made the huge drastic mistake. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I feel bad for LeBron, not really
yeah.
J.R. Smith and
Oh
George
yeah,
Hill.
yeah. I'm with you there. And what are you expecting now for the rest of the series? Because if the Cavs were to win one game, it was probably last night.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that Game One was that best chance. Because now I feel like the Warriors, they have that confidence. They came off a really shaky series in Houston. They didn't play well. Let's be
They
fair
didn't,
there.
in my
Houston
opinion,
wasn't.
they didn't play well last night either.
Yeah, no, they didn't play last night. They definitely deserved to lose last night too. Um, KD was going all ISO ball, but now I expect LeBron's going to come to Chicago. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope so.
Um, but I just expect. I hope it's going to be competitive, like how
Yeah,
it was last night. My sort of expectation is for Golden State. I think it's going to be another competitive game at
sure.
Oracle because I think LeBron still has some gas left, but
Yeah,
it's like a must win. They have to win it, even though it's on the road for Cleveland. I think they just have to win at least one on the road here because I think they're going to lose one in Cleveland, whether it's game 3 or game 4.
yeah, most definitely.
Um, what do you think?
Coming into the series, I expected LeBron and the Cavs to get swept. And when I watched the first game last night, at least the second half anyway, I I thought to myself, well, this was the perfect game for them to win if they were to win one because Golden State was coming off a series where they were terrible and sloppy and got away with it. And
So
I thought
sloppy.
I thought the Cavs might have had a chance to capitalize on their laziness in game one, and then the Warriors would step it up and win in five. I thought that was kind of what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Um, but now I think the Warriors still got a wake up call. Like, man, that was close. And now are going to clean it up and win in four. I think if the Caps are going to win one, it was going to be last night. I can't see them winning game two in Oracle, even though it's a must win. I
Mm-mm.
don't see them winning that game.
Mm-mm.
And
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That Caps team is just so bad. Like they're so bad. Like
Yeah,
LeBron had
that's true.
51 points and they lost by 10. Like dude
Yeah,
was like
it's
13 for 16 at one point from the field and they still lost. Like it's
yeah.
just
I don't know who's worse, this team or the one that he went to the finals with, like played against the Spurs. I forgot what year it was. I think it was like 2009. It was like the year before he left for Miami.
yeah.
The one with like Mo Williams,
Yeah, yeah.
and
It's definitely his worst team since then.
yeah, definitely. But I mean, like it's just, I'm looking at the stat line, and I mean, Kevin Love has like a nice game, 21-13. It was okay. I think I expect a little bit more, but it's not bad. George Hill 2 for 6, 7 points. Jared Smith 3 for 10, 10 points, one boneheaded mistake.
Yep.
Um, Jeff Green 3 for 9. Those guys got to step up. And Clarkson, you know, I just don't know what to say to those guys. It's like, come on, like you're better than that. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
And two, the trades the Cavs made at the deadline. I don't know if the Cavs have home court advantage in the playoffs if they don't make those trades. Just because um,
they're terrible.
I don't think it made the team that much better, but they're at least younger, and LeBron can run with these guys a little bit, even though they don't give him much help. But like Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, those kind of guys were just not getting it done.
They're
And
old.
yeah, they're old, and these guys are at least young. So I would say the pre-deadline Cavs are the worst team he's ever had. But
Yeah, I agree. Wait, what do you think about that? When KD drew the offensive foul
oh yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
got the offensive foul, and then they overturned it and called it as a block.
Okay, so
What do you think about that?
by my understanding, if you're moving and you're not set, that's a block, right?
Yeah, so he wasn't in the restricted area, but he was moving.
He was definitely moving.
He was
Like
like a
he was
hundred
not
percent
set.
moving.
And people keep telling me, "Oh, you can be moving and they can still call it a charge." I'm like,
That's not
"Well,
true.
no. Like if he was clearly not set."
He was
And
in a legal position. Yeah,
I don't like that they reviewed it and changed it. I mean,
yeah.
I'm glad they got the call right eventually, but I think I don't. If you're gonna be able to review that and change that call, then
Hmm.
you should be able to review and change every call.
Exactly. Yeah, and just this is like the first time that they've done that, and to pull it out in the last like minute of the NBA Finals is
Yeah,
just very strange. And I think Warriors definitely dodged a bullet there because I think if that call stays, like it's over. Like that whole free throw situation doesn't happen.
Cleveland goes.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah,
no wait. Cleveland was up what? Two
I
point
think
2 points? No, one
yeah, it
point.
was something like that. I think it was up. They were up one, and
Yeah,
then
and he
Katie hit
made
two
both.
free throws.
Yeah, and then George Hill made one and missed one.
Yeah, and then George Hill had a whole little
Yeah,
issue. Man, George Hill, come on, dude, you're better than that.
yeah. And I think my favorite part of the whole game was towards the end when LeBron hit the and one, and then Steph
Oh yeah,
comes down and does the same thing. Like I was just like some of the best, like back and forth. That was just great. And then LeBron hit a really deep three, and then Steph came down and did the same thing. Like it was just fun to watch that.
yeah. LeBron's not human. I'm pretty
No, he's
convinced.
not. No.
He's like gotten better, even though he's like inching on his mid 30s
Yeah, like
when he should be on the decline. He's like better
50,
than he was.
51 points. Like that just blows my mind. Like how a human could do that in the NBA finals. It's just crazy.
He's playing like the whole game, like every single day.
Yeah.
and like has no help pretty much, except for maybe Jordan Clarkson. But
So what is your prediction for game 2? If you had to put a score prediction down.
Warriors. But the score prediction, I would say, I think it's going to be close throughout the whole game, and then towards the end, the Warriors will like inch away on like a 3 barrage.
Yeah.
That's sort of my feeling on it, but I'm typically wrong on this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So
My takes go cold really quick.
if you follow the Houston storyline, that series and how those games went, the third
Yeah.
quarter Warriors did not really show up last night. They only won the third quarter by 6 points, which
Ooh.
they did win the quarter, but they didn't win it by 17 like they did every night in Houston.
Yeah, but Houston sucks.
Yeah, yes, they do. So I think possibly it'll be close in the first half, and then I think we see a return of the third quarter Warriors, and they'll go up by 20 and win by 30 probably. But that's just kind of what I
Your
think
take.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, the third quarter Warriors did not show up last night, so I don't really.
Mhm.
It was the overtime Warriors last night. They won overtime 17-7. So I would expect the third quarter Warriors to come back, just like I hope the Bulls get more TNT games next year. And the TNT.
But even so, like it's so hard to pick against LeBron.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it is.
how do you bet against this guy? He's
Yeah.
probably gonna. I'm sure he's.
If it goes 7 games, which I don't see happening, Cleveland's gonna win it because LeBron does not lose game 7s, and that's
Oh
just,
yeah. I think LeBron. It's like the Avengers versus Batman.
Yeah, it really is.
Pretty much. Not Batman versus Superman, which is a great movie, right?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So Alex,
Yeah.
any closing thoughts on the game?
Not really, I hope it's like more of that for the rest of the series, if that makes sense. Just because last year was not competitive. It was
No.
so boring.
No.
It was just, there's like that one moment where Katie hit that pull up.
Yeah, and
And
everyone thought KD was better than LeBron.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, Katie's better." I was like, "Dude, no."
No, he's not.
So
Definitely.
more of last night, please. Except, I hope JR doesn't really have any butt fumbles.
So in some sense, I hope the Warriors remain sloppy and remain like kind of they really make me mad when I watch them when they're sloppy. So I kind of hope they keep that up, but also I like it. Basketball is more fun to watch when they play well. So yeah, I'll take 7 games. Just keep it sloppy then, I guess. I think it's the only way it goes 7 is if the Warriors continue to play very sloppy basketball.
I agree with you, dude. They're just so casual with the ball sometimes. It's like, gosh, like you want the ball.
Well,
yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Armchair Illini podcast. Where can the people find you on Twitter, Alex?
Find me at Alex ALEX_KYI, and mostly on the Armchair Illini Twitter.
Yeah, you can find us on the Armchair account at Armchair Illini. You can find me at Zach Leslie Hoops as always. I'm tweeting comic book stuff, Illinois basketball stuff, NBA stuff, movie stuff, just kind of everything that's out there. Yeah, but I survived the tornado last night, made it back this morning to talk about the Cavs Warriors game. And whenever you're listening to this, just know that I am alive. If you saw my tweet last night, I almost died, but I made it. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Armchair Illini podcast.